Before we move on to my video, I'd like to make mention of the wildfires. Jasper Park Lodge did take on some damage, but this is their message that they have on their website. You might like to pause and read. Now, the devastation is terrible what's happened, but keep in mind they rely on our tourist money. So before long, as you can see here, these little shoots are already coming back. The land will be back to what I saw. Let's have a look. Now, we were told that our accommodation in Jasper would be a little bit like glamping. Wow, come have a look. Hi, Michelle here from Travelling Over 60. Come join me on this adventure. We've arrived at the Fairmont Jasper Park Lodge. Beautiful. Now, I can tell you, I'm going to say that word beautiful more than once, and probably amazing as well. Let's go and have a look at what we saw around our accommodation. Let's start off with the outside, but stay right to the end so that you get to see the amazing inside as well. Look at the size of this place. It's huge. Now, you can walk it, but I'll show you how else you can get around. Here we are at the Fairmont in Jasper. Beautiful, beautiful log cabins around. I just want to show you in front there the little buggy that will come and take you to your cabin if you need, or even come and pick you up from your cabin, because it's huge. I think they said it was 600 acres they're on. And so if you have a room right at the other end, it's quite doable to walk, but you might want to catch the buggy if you have any problems. Okay, now coming down here, what a great car. But there's a little bus shed here. So I'll just show you again. There is the front, and then just directly across here is like a little bus shed, and that's just there so if you want to catch the bus into town. We're about, I think it's about 20 minutes out of town, and they do buses like a shuttle bus back and forth, and that's just where you would go to get on the bus. Just walking from the main entrance there, there's a little dip there, normal gutter. And you just need to take it really easy. They're doing a lot of work around here, and there's lots of parts of the road that look like that. Even in a wheelchair, that might be a bit bumpy. And as you can see, lots of work getting done. But it's not too bad. Just if you're watching where you're walking, there's little hidden ones like that. And we're going to keep walking down to where our cabin is. Now, we've been walking back to our cabin each time, but I did want to show you what it looks like when you take the buggy. Firstly, if you have to wait for the buggy, how nice is this? Some chairs and a lovely warm fire. But let's go. And back to the room we go.
We're all in?
Yes, thank you. Now, I wanted to catch the buggy back to our room so you get a full look of the whole property. Firstly, it's a one-way track, so we do go all the way around to come back to where our room is. But as you can see there on the right-hand side, that's all the main buildings there where the shops and the reception and the restaurants are. They'll come up a bit further in the video in a minute. Look at that mountain. It's just beautiful. Some of the people from our tour just walking along there. Now you can see some of the cabins are like little houses, and there's some cabins that are like a great big house, I suppose you would say, like those ones there, and they have maybe 3 or 4 different rooms in them. And continuing down here, a bit further on, you'll see there's a different style again. Now, just looking at that view, I just can't say it enough. It's so beautiful and so amazing to think that we're nestled in the middle of all these mountains. If you happen to come here in your own car, there's plenty of parking around the property. There we go, more mountains. And just looking back a few different types of the accommodation, you've got the 3 or 4 rooms that are together, and then you'll have on the left here the ones that are just like little houses. I'll come up in just a minute. Oh, there's that view again. Different, but still beautiful. Okay, now moving down a bit further. Now, as you can see there was some stairs and a little bit of a ramp, but you can walk on the road. It's really quite safe to do that. Now, there's a little house style on the left there, as you can see. Coming down a bit further, and you can see it's nestled in amongst all the trees as well. So you always have to be careful in case there's bears around. I haven't seen any yet. Now we're nearly back to our room. As we get a bit closer, you see on the right-hand side here. Now it gets a bit wobbly when I get off the cart, but that's the style of rooms that we're in. You can see it's a whole lot of rooms along the bottom, and then there's more rooms up on the 2nd story. But here we are back at our room. Now if you want to see inside the room, there'll be a separate video of the room tour. But before I go inside, I've still got more to show you on the outside. When you're moving around the property, you also have to be careful of the wildlife. As you can see, there's some geese there on the left-hand side. And just walking along a little bit further, and there's just 2 elk on the right-hand side there, and they're everywhere on this property. Now I'm just going to walk down to the water. Looking back here, this is the cabins. So you can walk through, they're still doing the paths there, but you can walk through anywhere between these cabins. If you just see here, you see there's like a little bit that you can walk down to the water. There's a walking path that goes all the way along the water. And at this little spot here, there's a map and some signs to tell you which way to go around the property. But look at this view. Now, if you're following along with me, you know I've said that the bears are usually around the water early in the morning. I wonder if these cabins get to see bears, but what a view they would have. I'm sure those cabins have a great view, but these chairs are here for you to enjoy the view as well. Just looking at the path here, you can see that it's a solid path, but as you get a bit further up around the left, it does turn into a dirt path. There's so many places along the way where you can stop and just sit and take in that view. Now they also have these little wharfs or pontoons around the edge, scattered here and there, where they make the best spot of taking photos or just sit and watch the view. Here's the view from one of those little wharfs. The mountains out there, oh, just beautiful. Now that's the main building just there, and I'm about to take you and show you inside. But before I do that, if you're liking this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you're not quite sure about giving me a thumbs up, give this view a thumbs up. Let's have a look at the inside now. So the inside is huge as well. So here's a map to help us. I'm just going to point a few things out. This is the lift from downstairs. You'll see that in the video. This is where we had our breakfast in the morning. And coming upstairs, this is where the lift is, right near where reception is. And then this is where we had our dinner on the first night. Now you've seen the map, come and I'll show you around. Moving inside now, this is such a nice greeting. The front of the hotel is just beautiful. Walking up to the front doors. Once we go inside, I didn't get a very good video of reception, but reception is off to the left, and that's also where the lift is. If you ask reception, they'll point out where the lift is. Okay, let's go in. Always have to work out which way those doors go. Okay, there's reception. Okay, now, down to the right here, that takes you down to another restaurant. And then walking across here, the stairs, they take you downstairs. You'll see that a bit later when I'm downstairs. And let's just take a little wander over here. There's a bar in there to get a drink. And a nice little spot to sit and wait and meet people. And of course, look at that view. Amazing. Coming back in here now, you can see those seats a bit better. And we're just going to walk through here. And the bar is there on the left-hand side and more seating area. Now, if it's really cold, they have that fire on. Oh, and more views. Again, amazing. And walking through here, this is one of the dining rooms that they have. This is the Great Hall, and it's where we had our dinner. And that was one of our freedom of choice dinners. Nothing like a meal with a view. Looking across here, there's some toilets just to the left, and straight down in front is where the other restaurant is. Looking back this way, through that archway, and to the left is reception. Now we came into the downstairs area from the outside, and this is what it looks like downstairs. Okay, we've come in downstairs from outside, and this is where all the shops are. Good morning. And there's stairs up to the lobby, some shops. Coming up here. Now, I'm just going to see if there is a lift. I'm sure there is. There's a kids club. And then a few, oh, let's look around here, just a few more things. A restaurant, more stairs. And I'm going to go looking for a lift. Now back this way was where breakfast was, where they do a buffet breakfast, where we first came in. That was where breakfast was. But if you come around this way, nice little sitting area, there's more shops. But I'm looking for lifts. I'll keep looking. Down and walked left around the corner, walked down a bit, and here's the fitness centre. Uh-oh, there's my hazard again. No fitness for me. Now we've walked down from where the fitness centre was, all the way down here, come all the way to the bottom, and we found some here. There's some lifts here. And just off to the left here is another way outside, but there's stairs. Otherwise, take the lift up to reception. As you can see, there's a lot of corridors, and you could easily get lost. Not if you read the sign, though. Let's keep going. Okay, I've tried to show you everything, but it's time to go for dinner now. freedom of choice dinner in the Great Hall. And some great company. Now this is what our dinner looked like. It gives a different take on a burger and ribs. They were delicious. Now take a look at our desserts. Chocolate cake, and take a look at my carrot cake. Now you may think I was crazy with my sunglasses on while we were having dinner, but that sun was beaming in those windows, and let me tell you what happened. Oh no, call me crazy, call me desperate, but my sunglasses broke, and it was so bright in the dining room that I placed them on my eyes without one of the arms over my ear. Come and let me show you how I fixed them. Now you can take every precaution on getting new glasses, having your eyes checked, but nothing will stop this from happening if it's going to happen. So I lost a screw out of my prescription sunglasses, but I didn't lose it. It fell out and I actually caught it. So I've had to go to a shop. Their pharmacies sell everything. I got this little kit that fixes glasses. It's got little screws and a little screwdriver. It's fantastic. So now I have to try and fix my sunglasses. They're fixed, but that was a whole lot of drama. The little screw I dropped about 4 times, but I found a new use for my glasses holder. It's magnetized, and so is the little screw. The little screw was metal, and so I could just, well, I'll show you with this. The screwdriver's also metal, so every time I dropped the little screw, I just got my magnet and I picked it back up, and I finally fixed my glasses. So this little kit is now going in my traveling kit. I'll never leave it behind again. Look at the colours in the sky tonight as the sun is setting. But are these the only colours I'll see? Now we're nearly halfway through our APT tour. We're on day 7 out of 15, and I still have not seen a bear. I'm starting to think that I won't see a bear on this trip, although the other people on our tour are definitely seeing them. I don't know what it is with me. Maybe I'm not meant to see a bear. But in the meantime, we are seeing so much, so many things in our bucket list. And tonight is another one of what we saw that was in our bucket list. Come along and watch and see what we saw. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You don't want to miss any of these videos.